Hi there. Have you ever felt anxious or unsure in front of a camera? Definitely I have. Welcome to my Camera Confidence Project Day 32. In this channel, I'm sharing my tips and and information about my progress. And if you find it interesting or you have some tips for me, just reply and join me. Let's dive in. This is getting easier and easier for day by day. Today I'm start checking a new setup. I'm not using any acoustic panels or any curtains. I'm just using my new uh, wireless interview pro and hoping that since I have a bit better equipment now, it will give me a bit better sound. And as you see guys that a main part of a channel or a video content is your voice. You need to work, you need to know about that the main source of your sound is actually yourself. How you talk, which speed you talk with, and if you talk in a way that give you the best source or best um, sound that gives you the best opportunity to have the best requirement. It doesn't help if you put shit in shit out. It means that if you do not work on your voice, you can have some post production, but you need to work a lot more on it. So what I have focused on in this camera confidence project is to first think of what kind of activities and what kind of skill I can improve to make a better sound. And one of the aspects I want to share is to speak a bit slowly. And the reason for that is that what I have understood is that when you're speaking and how you're thinking, it has to be a balance there. Because I think that you're able to think much faster than the words which are coming out from your mouth. So, and there is another aspect which means that the receiver, the viewer, has a capacity of certain amount of information it can proceed. Many times people think, especially who are speaking, that the person, the receiver, shall also understand what you are saying because but you don't remember, if you forget that the person who receives doesn't have the same kind of information as you. So in many times when you are speaking, your receiver doesn't have the same type of knowledge to understand it as your way. So remember that when you're speaking, always try to understand the other person's understanding also. And as you know that I'm nearing the halfway. Tomorrow will be the halfway way of my camera conference project, and I think I will now start working a bit more about content. What kind of content do I need, or what kind of content do I will make actually, and what kind of type of content I will be satisfied with doing it over and over again. And one aspect or one channel idea which I have been working on, and in a way, I think I have the competence and the knowledge to do it great. And the knowledge is the of the personal finance. I have been working in 15 year in a bank, but actually before I started work in the bank, I had some kind of I always liked the economy. I used to read the economy newspapers, read about the different types of the products the banks are giving, making. And actually, I remember that in my early age, when I first was 18 years old, I went to almost all of the bank in our city and opened account there. Even though I didn't have any money, but I found it as it was liberating in a way that I was 18 now and I can have my own account. And other aspect is also that I have almost every new product which has been launched by different banks. I had a s- I was motivated by my inner that I shall try it. And the other part is that when I started to work in the bank, I when I started to work in the bank, I started to like the savings as the credit giving the credit to people is also very fascinating. But my boss actually said to me, if you want to progress in this bank, you shall think about savings because we have a lots of experienced credit advisors. So to be better than that, I don't think you will be able to do that because they had over 20, 30 years of experience. So I started my journey to learn a bit more about the banking, savings especially, and I learned a lot about savings and to prosper and how to create wealth. And one part which is I think most people forget that this is habits. Start with your habits. It's just like a habit making that when you want to be a rich person, you need to have some. The first thing is that you shall have income and which you can save, but that is I think most 80 to 90% of people who start working, they have some kind of income that shall be able to save something about that. And it doesn't have to be a big amount. You need to start it to learn how your money will work for you. And many people in the internet are for having many channels about passive income, and they are having different ideas what can be passive income, writing a book, to have and other types of content creation. But I think the most easiest and most I think the most easiest way to start having passive income is actually your savings account. You take your money, put in your savings account, and each year it starts to give you extra money, more money than inflation. So all the people, if they learn the art of saving money, we will go further later on to see what kind of products you should choose. But before that, I think the basics, the first thing you have to understand is that to save, why you should save, what is saving. And if you ask people what savings is, most will not be able to give you a good answer. They will say that you put some money in account each month or each from your account. But actually, this is not the correct. In my view, the correct definition of saving is to save the money today and use it later on. You need to understand that as long as you don't have any plan for the using the money in 2 years, 10 years, or as a pensioner, it's not savings. It's just summing up some money and maybe giving away one day, but you don't have any target. And that is the basics to understand is that saving is that you have a plan and you decide to use not this money today, but actually in 5 years. And most likely you want at least to be able to buy same amount of products or services in 5 years. Then it means that if you are able to buy 10 ice creams today, in 5 years you should at least be able to buy 10 ice cream of the same money. It means that even though you have inflation, the minimum to your target of your is to have the minimum target of saving is that you at least have the same amount of money in couple of years. The reason I'm saying that if you are not able to buy same amount, then you should actually eat those 10 ice creams today. But if you save the money and increases that you can buy maybe 12 ice creams in 5 years, that is your profit. That is your I'm not having the word in belöning in Norwegian. That this is what you achieve in 5 years. That you are able to buy 12 ice creams, and those extra two ice creams, that is your passive income. And many people should remember that as long as you don't understand the basic concept and you don't have any why you are doing it, you will not be able to save the money. You can have two, let's for example say two people going out of the university, both are teachers, and one will in couple of years or maybe 10, 20, in 2, 3 decades, one will increase their wealth having maybe three, four houses which are rent out, have a bank balance, and the other guy who doesn't have any, he's maybe doesn't have any own apartment either. But those two people will have same income all the years. It doesn't mean that how much you income. It actually mean how much is your output also, and the difference between that is that money you have to invest, or you can either invest right away or you can use the money today. So every people um, has to answer themselves the the amount I'm has earning each month, how much of that shall I use today and how much I shall do in the future. And one of the challenges we people have, and many of the banking person doesn't understand that all of us doesn't like long-term solutions. We want to use our money now, buy our ice creams now, buy our hamburgers now, not in the future. But the reason is actually we don't know how the future will be. And in a sense, if you take the evolution of the humankind, is correct. We don't know what will happen in 10 years. Will it be COVID, new COVID's there? And that is the reason many times people uh, have doesn't take on the long solutions. So in that sense, this is my first introduction to trying to be advisor, actually advisor with no linkage to any banks or any other people. I just want to share this knowledge which I have actually gained in several years of working in a bank environment. And not just only that, I also have used a lot of the products to build up myself. And today, actually, I am very quite happily in my economically. I have my own house, I have two cars. So, in a sense, I want to bring that knowledge to you guys, to all in the web. And I know that this is not very interesting or something algorithms will pick up. The reason for that, I think, as I understand that most of The algorithms want something where fear is it, there is something greed in it, and maybe we hate. Those three parts are which are most of the content which are popularized in our human, because this gives uh, people a lot of attention. So in a way, this is my contribution to giving a better a knowledge that will gain you. And actually, if you are watching this, I'm definitely will learn you, and you will earn more money from listening to me than any other content you are watching. And that's my promise to you guys, that I will give you good advices and actually methods also. Not just will I will not just be reading it from the bank's statements. I will actually be doing it also. So I think I will be closing my today's session because I am already over 15 minutes. So I'm looking forward to, if there is some by people who are listening to me, please give me just a reply. What do you think about my idea? And until the next time, see you guys. Bye bye.